Good evening, YouTubers. The new Time Travel Behind Me 88. I'm back with another Doctor Who DVD review. And yes, we're still celebrating Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. Well, tonight I'm concluding the best of Doctor Who stories. This time I'll be focusing on the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. And since this is his last tenure playing the Doctor, so let's look back his selecting 10 stories from each era. Now this story is split into 2 parts. And yeah, before I do that, I would like to give a quick shout out to Andre Grindle. Andre Grindle, if you're watching this, your videos are super awesome. Keep up the good work and make sure to check out his channel on YouTube. Alright, let's get on to this week's review. The first selected Doctor Who that I pick is his first story, The 11th Hour. Now, this is a very good opening story in which the Doctor crash landed on to little Amy Pond's house, and he promised Amy to catch up 5 minutes, but instead end up in 5 years. Anyway, it's a good touching story, and I really love it. Awesome adventure. Next up I pick is Amy's Choice. Yes, Amy's Choice is a very underrated story in which the Doctor, Amy, and Rory has been dreaming about in the future. And Amy was pregnant with her first child, and then it came discovered it was the Dream Doctor. Yup, all discovering their dreams. Next story, then Pandark opens. Now this is almost a 2-part season finale of season 5, and yes, I really enjoyed this episode. It is very awesome, and that's when all the Doctor's adversaries are trapped and lock him up inside this big old cube thing. Next up, Victory of the Daleks. And this when the Doctor meets Winston Churchill and trying to restore the Daleks and surrounding an Earth. But they discovered that the old Daleks has been replaced by the newer, colorful Daleks. Moving on to the next story, The Big Bang. It's a season finale of season 5, and that's when the Doctor has Vincent van Gogh painting is found. That's all the help with the Helper River song to defeat the Daleks. Even the headless, disembodied Cyberman who tried to put all his bodies back together. And when the future Doctor show up, and that's when Rory was reappeared alive, but he's some kind of controlled by the Autons. Yeah, I highly recommend this episode. Moving on to Doctor Who, A Christmas Carol. What I tell ya, folks, this is a very good Christmas story, and that's when it pay homage to Scrooge, and that's when the Scrooge-like type guy, played by Michael Gambon, and has to rescue this lovely lady who appears twice until time runs out and she dies. Yeah, it's an awesome episode. Moving on to Night Terror. Now this is remind me of Goosebumps Makes it into like a scary nightmare story. And that's when all the living dolls is taking over in every bedroom. Yup, fear itself. But can the doctors, that's when the doctors stop before it's too late. Moving on to Let's Kill Hitler. And that's when the doctor landed in 1930s Berlin when, despite a search for River Song, also her real name is Melody Pond, they had to face with the universe and Hitler. Now, this is a very awesome story. And most of the part, that's when the woman was regenerated into Melody Pond because she regenerates. Anyway, next story, The Girl Who Waited. Now this is another particular 11 Doctor adventure. And this time, they had to find that there was an older Amy Pond encountered in the future 36 years later. And Karen Gillian did a wonderful job in playing dual role with the makeup and the younger and the older version of Amy Pond. Plus it got some little bit of robot. Next up, Doctor Who, The Doctor, The Willow and the Wardrobe. Now, The Doctor and The Willow and the Wardrobe is another good Christmas story. And I really love it. And basically, when the Doctor helped the kids and suddenly this whole monster thing's coming around. And this reminds me of the story homage to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And Amy and Roy has a cameo at the end of the story. And think that the Doctor's been gone for 2 years. Whoa. Finally, The Angels of Manhattan. The Pond's Swan Song story, the end of the first arc of Series 7. And that particular one, when River Song returns, Roy dies first, age 93, then Amy Pond, 83. Amy Williams. And yup, very good episode, and very good. Yep, I love it. Speaking of that, that's it for this first round. Stay tuned for part 2 of that of more of the 11 Doctor. Make sure to comment down below. I'll see you later.